Maasai people have many cultural traditions, and even with the modern, civilized world creeping in on them, they are fighting to keep their rich culture intact. Some cultural practices include the drinking of cow's blood to become a warrior.
Okay, you can take it.
Drink it?
Yeah, drink it.
In 2009, the Maasai of Tanzania were facing eviction from their sacred grounds because the government wanted to create a game hunting area for the OBC, Oturlo Business Corporation. People were evicted from their homes and villages were destroyed. However, there's history behind this.
It all started in 1959 when the Maasai people were forcibly evicted by the British colonial government from the area that is now Serengeti National Park of Tanzania. They did not receive compensation, however they were promised not to ever be evicted again. But in 1992 this promise was broken when the Tanzania government secretly leased over 4,000 square kilometers of the Loliondo game-controlled area in the Ngorongoro to a wealthy Arab man for hunting purposes. Conflict didn't reach climax until 2009 when they were evicted again.
Eight Maasai villages in the Loliondo region of Tanzania were burnt to the ground. Almost 3,000 people were left without food, water, or shelter. This was done forcefully by Tanzania riot police to evict the people from their ancestral grounds. During the eviction, women were beaten and raped, children were left behind, and cattle were lost in the bush.
Walipoanza kuja walikuja na magari matano. Walikuja wakiwa na silaha nayo. Kuna vitu vingi tu viliharibika kwa ajili ya moto kwa sababu waliharakisha, watu wengi walipanika hadi wakashindwa kutoa vitu. Kama mahindi kwa sababu kuna nyumba sasa hivi iliyoko karibu hapa nyewe mkienda.
Juu ya hii operation, yeye mwenyewe waziri mkuu alikiri kwamba hafahamu na akaniomba, mheshimiwa mbunge, naomba muda nitafute hili kwa sababu nilikuwa sijaelezwa. Lakini pia nilipozungumzia kwenye Wizara ya Mali Asili na Utalii, waziri naye alisema hafahamu hii operation. Lakini baadaye aliwasiliana na watu wa mkoa na hususan mkuu wa mkoa. Mkuu wa mkoa akasema tunajua hii operation iko kule na kwa hiyo serikali inafahamu. Lakini mimi ninachoshangaa ni kwamba inakuwaje mkuu wa mkoa anafahamu lakini waziri mkuu hafahamu. Inaonekana hakuna coordination katika masuala mazito kama ya kuweka operation katika vijiji.
Na kwamba watu si walibeba petroli. Actually kwa taarifa tulizonazo ni kwamba hakuna chakula. Ingekuwa wenda wazimu, na zoezi hili tulifanya as friendly as possible. Hatukutumia, there was no single firearm iliyokuwa fired. Hakuna mtu aliyekuwa makofi. Na zoezi hili lilianza kwa zoezi la kuwaelekeza wananchi. Na walikuwa wanakotoka. Sasa wakati mwingine picha ni kama walikuwa na kaa kule. Sasa tunawatoa, si kweli. Waliingia. Sasa wanarudi walikotokea.
The Maasai women of Olalasakwin all gathered together on the night of April 6, 2010 to protest the forced eviction of the ancestral grounds of Loliondo. Their hope was to march from Olalasakwin to Loliondo. However, they were threatened that if they continued to protest, they would be forcibly removed and arrested. The women decided to continue, and many were taken back to their town. In this process, 60 women were arrested and questioned about their actions. What the police didn't know is that women all over the region were traveling to Loliondo. When they arrived, 1,833 voting cards were returned to the local government. Returning these cards meant withdrawing from political parties. The women demanded 3 things from the government. Number 1, they wanted the Parliament report on the eviction reviewed. Number 2, they wanted the government to discontinue the plans of selling more village land for an extension of hunting area. Finally, the women wanted to be able to hold a peaceful public demonstration in Loliondo. The government has yet to address the demands of the village representatives, and the Maasai women are still without land. Camp Yakanzi is an example of the Tanzanian government working with the Maasai people to show the world their culture while protecting the Maasai land instead of stealing it. Every day you stay at this camp, $100 goes towards protecting the Maasai land.
Although the Maasai people have been treated poorly for many years, they still prosper as a culture. The government is helping them in some ways, such as Camp Yakanzi, but at the same time, there are a lot of promises that haven't been kept. Hopefully over time, these issues will be resolved.